ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Normandie series here on the Lord Master channel. I mean, it's been a while since I've recorded an episode, as I did take plenty of time off for myself, and I really enjoy my free time here. So now as we look at the world map of this playthrough, which again I'm using the even smaller world map compatibility, which is just to increase the performance, just out of fear due to this, East Asian and Southeast Asian expansion. And plus, since the series is focused on Normandy, so I thought, well, the Eastern world is not that relevant to me, since we're going to be more European-centric, as I said from the very beginning. So I thought, well, in 911 AD, we should take a look at the state of the world. As, again, we're located in the part of West Francia in Normandy by the English Channel. But the largest entity, so to speak, is the Khazars, an independent nomadic realm, which also has the Kingdom of Bulgaria as tributary to the Khazars. As you can see in the diplomacy, I mean, it should be there somewhere. Yes, settled tributary. A settled tributary provides their suzerain with gold, levies prestige on a regular basis. In exchange, their suzerain will refrain from raiding them or make war upon them. If the tributary is attacked, their suzerain may even come to their aid. So, Bulgaria has now fallen sway to the Khazars here, led by Cognisi. So that would make one would think Byzantium would feel a little bit uneasy about the Khazars, seemingly to breathe down on their necks. While over in the Middle East, well, the Abbasid Caliphate seem to have collapsed into smaller entities, not to mention formed their own culture under the Sunni Caliphate. But the majority of Muslims that are beginning to pop up are of the Azarikas. Who are they exactly? Azrakism. Recognizing no worthy successor of Muhammad, the Azarikas consider their right and duty to struggle against any leader who does not uphold the values of their faith. Indeed, any difference in interpretation of faith would mark one as an infidel. Yet they're into equality, and they're of the Muhakima. Ali was Muhammad's rightful successor, and his acceptance of arbitration during the first fitna therefore goes against the will of Allah. Only he could judge a suitable leader for us. That's what it says. They're fundamentalists, unlike the common Sha'is. So they're different kind of Muslim, and they are fundamentalists, not to mention Fidayin, which then locks them the Master Assassin court position. And they do have a head. And he's the one who rules the Bawazji Grand Emirate, Kurdish, and he's the religious head, Imamate. So they call him Imam Shad Shah Guru Muzawi. So I believe Shad Shah is just his it's his given name. Imam's the title, even though he's greedy and craven. So yeah. But he does hold sway of those, which no doubt that it probably came from there, and then it spread to other parts of the former Persian Empire long ago. While small numbers of Zoroastrians remain, but there is a sizable number of Maitreya there. Yes, Maitreya is a new Buddhist faith that was added in all under heaven. The age of Sakyamuni Buddha is over, and Maitreya Buddha has descended to the world, or so believe those who exalt and embrace Maitreya as their prophesied savior. It is only through the destruction of the old order that the world can be saved. Like their Zarika counterparts, they're fundamentalists too, the only known Buddhist faith that's known to do that. An unrelenting faith. and the Gurids appears to be the only entity in this world that has Maitreya as the state religion there. And knowing that they only have one ally, and that's the Shahi, which are Shaivite Hindus there of Afghan origin, formerly Sanskriti, Gandhari. So basically, if any of the Zarga entities wishes to fight those mad Buddhists, well then, good luck with that. They have the heights, and they have friends from other places. And who knows, maybe they'll try to go to Balk and take Bamiyan, since that was also a Buddhist place. But it should be noted that we consider them as evil, but they consider us as hostile. By us, we mean we Catholics. And I could see there's a few other natural disasters that occurred. The Danube River flood. That, whoa. Hold on, let me switch the map mode so you can see. The Danube River flood. It affected all the places of the Danube. All the way. And killed 115 characters. And the other natural disaster I see that occurred is the Lombardia earthquake. It killed 59. We'll carry this. And, you know, are there any other places quite like that? Besides the river flood? The Great Blizzard of Suns. Oh, up there in Karelea. Killed 14. Yeah, not a fun time. But for here in Normandy, in this central part of the series, we've been raiding as we want to earn more income faster. Even though there are other places, and there are places I wish to go to and see. Yes, you did complete my inspiration. My prowess isn't what it used to be, as I'm getting old, a lot old, but I'm still in very good health. But I'm still melancholic, which I can get over it eventually. There are ways. Kraka, you've been waiting for me since the very beginning. I want you to stock up on travels here because, well, I'm about to go on a great pilgrimage for this. Yes, pilgrimage. That's my plans for this episode. As much as I'd like to go compete in tournaments and different places like that, but I want to go far. How far is from here to Jerusalem? I would like to be very pious. It's going to be expensive. Bring me mercenary guards and oh, where is it? Tutoring trip. Bring my heir William with me, as he's under 15 and he needs to know a lot of things and different landmarks to see. Yes. Can be contemplative. Earn more piety and completion. I don't know if I'll be a religious icon by then, but there are many places I want to see. Because I want to travel through the Balkans in Anatolia before making it to Jerusalem. And then after that, then we'll travel throughout Italia before returning to Francia. That's my intent. Spare no expense. Bring everybody with me. Everybody. And I would go for the zealotry thing, but my character is no longer zealous, so I should be going on reflection. So let me customize this route. This is going to take a while. Yeah, we'll be passing through earthquake-ravaged Lombardy. Then head to Trieste. Then to Pula. So we'll be traveling down the Croatian coast. Even pass through that old thieves' hideout where those pirates live. Yeah, screw it. Take a shortcut and go to Bulgaria. This is going to be the longest pilgrimage I'll ever do, because I just want to go overland on the first go around. Unless they tell me otherwise. Well, there might be a lot of danger, which I could be, you know, a little bit apprehensive about this, but we'll visit Constantinople. Rampant damage, roll favor. Because I'm wondering, it's like, why is there so many dangers potential? It's almost like you think I'm going to get myself killed out here. Book Tushu Empire. What's left of the Arabian Empire. Then you're there at Jerusalem. Then after Jerusalem, you go to that church and then take the boat to Italy. Land here in Sicily. And then you go up there. And then through there. And there. And then you got pass through Rome. Yes. Yeah, visit a few different sites of Italia before officially going home. with the last stop being in Genoa before officially returning home. They say it may take 3 years for this, but I don't know if the tutoring trip's necessary. Is William gonna go with me anyway? Yeah, he will. But then we need to increase some sort of safety more. Especially that you're gonna be traveling in mostly mountains. That seems to be the dangerous option. And I think the whole reduce the speed is a bit, obligatory. You have that option because you are an impatient character now. So I think it fits for him. Because this is going to be a long travel. It will be the grandest of grand pilgrimages for me. So are you ready, everybody? Some may not make it. But my children will be there. Hopefully I can get over my melancholy at some point. If not, I'm going to go on a hike. I'll spare no expense. We'll slowly get our income back up. So, I'm ready. Let us go now! Captain Arthur, the Company of Bretons. All I'm prepared for my journey. I've had a sense of the serenity knowing that everything will be alright. I'm pleased to embark on this pilgrimage to Jerusalem in order to get even closer to God, and now more than ever I feel certain that He will watch over me on my travels. Can't wait. Tears of St. Nicholas. Even when on a pilgrimage, the priests still hold Mass every Sunday. It is held out in the open when no church is nearby. But early this morning, a storm has rolled in and has not ceased. Undeterred, a zealous priest is standing on the pouring rain, giving a sermon about perseverance in the face of adversity. Despite this, the size of his audience is rapidly dwindling as discouraged adherents seek refuge from the torrential rain. What is a little rain to a faithful Catholic? I may get ill, but I've gone through many illnesses. It's hard keeping all these languages in my head. I keep forgetting which language I am speaking. Just the other day, I accidentally introduced myself using a confusing mixture of Arabic and Norse words. I did not even realize that I had done so when it was pointed out to me. Perhaps should have let Arabic slip from my mind. No, I must work harder and study more. Out here, late at night, I sometimes look to the stars and wonder, what is our purpose in life? Can God even see me this far from home? What am I doing all this for? Hey, you do have prior pilgrimage. It's my sacred duty, of course. This morning we asked for directions toward our next destination from one of the locals passed by on the road in Tonaway. The local told us that the route we're about to take is not actually the fastest way through here, and that there was a shortcut we could take. Thankfully the local was entirely correct and we understood the directions given us. We saved a good amount of time to take this shortcut. Thank goodness you learned about a shortcut. You're losing stress because you're impatient. You want to get going. Passing by the campfire, a pilgrim from another entourage is telling a story she once heard about the Marquess of these lands to Ross's laughter. As she notices my hesitation, the storyteller looks at me and says, "Don't worry, my lord, this is surely about some other high and mighty nobleman." Really now, tell me more of this, Marquess. This morning we asked for directions to our next destination when locals passing by on the road to Ornons. We're not sure whether we should have. We're lost, in other words. These directions we were trying to follow, were they bad directions to begin with, or did we just misunderstand them? Maybe we should go that way. A night errand. You want to add more further delays? No, forget about that. How about you join us? join us on a grand pilgrimage with us. Now be careful, people. We're traveling through earthquake-ravaged country. As you travel through the beautiful landscapes of Savoy, you come across a group of monks from the Abbey of Tani. They are busy making their famous Tani cheese and seem to be in high spirits. Upon noticing your arrival, the head monk, Girolamo, approaches you with a warm smile and says, "Greetings, Lord Hrolfr. We are humble cheesemakers of the Abbey of Tani. Would you care to join us for the taste of our delicious Tani cheese and listen to our stories of our craft?" I'll be delighted to taste your cheese and hear your stories. Sour taste. Oh, got ill. I'm in fine health because it is. You're doubly ill. Oops. Wandering this path, I encountered many reminders of those who came before me. Here at Sentia, I came across the crumbling remains of a shrine to the ancient Roman pantheon. Their maid in all her beauty smiles at me with a half-cracked mouth. Zeus's face has been eroded almost beyond recognition. Perhaps one day, some other men will wander this path and contemplate the fallen mark of Normandy and the Catholic faith practiced by its Marquess. Shall contemplate ancient faiths, godly contemplation, and gain the open-minded perk. So, here you go, free perk. And son has been educated. It's Jordan and the Normandie. The inn we stayed in Lodi last night was horrible to say at least. Something about the quality of its bedding and the atmosphere did not sit well in many of us. Myself included. We tried to sleep last night as we were onwards today. Everyone in my entourage is visibly tired and exhausted. We have to bear with it. The opposing man standing over before us. I am Bosso of Lodi. My best it does is the man of combat. And obviously, all those fights were dull. So here I am on this road looking for someone better than me. Someone I can learn from. If you can best me in combat, I'll become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand one of you to meet me in a fair fight. Well, it can't be me anymore. Because I ain't got it anymore. Piety, bodyguard, son of wolves, who's been with me since the beginning. I'll show you how it's done. Piety wins the fight. Bank. William de Normandy gained diplomacy 1. When the midwife alley exits the birth chamber, a softly ground bundle of arms relief our soul. Look at every. I'm sorry, my lord. Lady Elena Woodsville, but the voice of us says it all. One's life is extinguished, but a new one's just begun. I must stay strong for my daughter. That was my concubine. Let me see. Avelina sounds nice to me in my ears. As my party passes through a small town, I notice a throng of people filling the market square. At the man in the center of it stands on an overturned fish cart, shouting wildly at all those with us. The day of judgment is nigh. Repent, repent, I say, or we shall be damned for all eternity. The worried-looking townsfolk nervously whisper to each other, fearful of doomsayer's words. I say this because I have high learning, and my pilgrimage trade continues to go up. Lost the old trait. My journey's not doing me well. My health's not improved, thus my quest to seek the grace of God has gotten far, far worse. I don't know what it's like to breathe without struggle. Lord have mercy. Pneumonia ain't nothing of... What the hell? Um, Pneumonia ain't nothing to mess with. You better stop this train or we got some grave digging to do. As I remind myself of the Oregon Trail. Hey, small health boost. Take that off. We got some things here. Herb pouch. Put that on. Get rid of that. I recall there's another thing we have here. Pull medicine jar. Small health boost of disease. Put that on. Herbal remedies of Wessex. Yeah, you got this horn. Small health boost. Medicine jar. Scented herb pouch. There you go. This is about as much of a health boost as we can get, but if I die, well, son, hope you're ready to rule, because look at your skills. You're pretty good all around. For now. Bev is one of the stranger people I met on this journey. Seems to be a firm believer, but also expounds on the true nature of God and what it all means. At night, this tent is lit up by the candles within. An occasional strange, shedding unusual incense falls. I am wholly unprepared when Nevin bids me enter. 3 months! No, thank you. This all smells of heresy to me. I mean, resting is 3 months doesn't sound like a... Befriend. Faster chances of befriending somebody. I mean, more development growth for my capital for a short period of time would be good. As a choppy water is enough to make an experienced sailor. Seasick, as we roll back and forth on the waves, the people on the ship are slowly moving to seek shelter below. I notice Hugh looking out over the railing before turning to make his way toward the hull deck. Before anyone has time to react, the ship hurls sideways and falls into the dark water. That's my bodyguard and master raids at night. Save him. Saved but wounded. Will I recover from pneumonia? If I die, well then, it'll be a hell of a way to go. This is the Pula Amphitheater. Built of finely cut limestone, this amphitheater preserves the full form of a Roman arena, with elliptical walls, tiered seating, and a system of vaulted corridors beneath. Its four-cornered towers and robust arcades reflect the proud engineering traditions that raised it, while the structure continues to serve as a focal point of authority, gathering, and spectacle within a medieval city. You're already ill, so just take that option. Taste of Zinfandel. As you traverse the rolling hills of Croatia, my party stumbles upon a vineyard basking in the warm afternoon sun. The vineyard is known for its Zinfandel grapes, a variety that thrives in the local climate. The vineyard owner, Miriana, welcomes you with open arms, eager to share the fruits of her labor. She offers you the taste of the local wine, a robust bread, and a hint of blackberry and spice. Lorcan warns you to be mindful of your consumption. Overindulgence can lead to unexpected consequences. You're ahead of me. Okay, why would I want that? If I want money, you can ask the Pope. So I'll buy a barrel for our journey. Give me some wine. Do they give out any benefits? No. For robust red wine for Croatians. How much is it to destroy it? Aha! You know, you spent 40 to get a pair of these wines, so have that destroyed, giving me 40 gold, and destroying that gives me another 40 gold, so... Ha! Nice one. At least you have some money to return with. That was a good investment. Sort of. Tolls are depends on the Marquess. She got wounded and you fixed her up. Hold her right there. You just passed through this area recently. St. Donatus, a magnificent round church constructed of white stone, glittering with the sun over the Adriatic waves. It was inspired by the Palatine Chapel of Charlemagne's palaces, decorated with beautiful golden mosaic. Anatomical studies. You should consider going that route. If you recover from pneumonia. Palatine of Diocletian. This palace, built during the Pterodactyl reign, was constructed as a monumental miniature utopian city, with colonnaded streets, arches, and walls, and halls. With the fall of the empire, it has been taken over by the towns and transformed to an urban heart of the city. Bang! As my body sapped by its strength of pneumonia, I feel ever worse and I cannot leave the bed anymore. Unfortunately, the malady runs its course and I die alone during the night. May I rest in peace. Oh, he's never going to make it to Jerusalem now. So, he dies. What rotten luck. He could have lived till he was in his 90s. Based on the amount of health benefits he has. But as I said, I think with him passing and the son being 13 years old, as I said before, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world for him. I think you should just count the blessings and just say, you got a very well-taught son, but we don't know if we're going to go for intrigue or something of that nature. But we shall see. I'm willing to this try. Marquess Hrolfr of Normandy has finally found peace. At the age of 65, he died of pneumonia. A tormented man, he had long desired for the sweet embrace of death. Well, I don't think he would say that. Now, Marquess William ascends to the throne. Blessed with the awesome knowledge of all things between heaven and earth, William's rule is sure to be legendary. Marquess Hrolfr ruled for 45 years. Well, he was around for 45 years. From adventurer to duke, and later monarch. That man. And it's kind of ironic that he died in the year 9/11, because in the year 9/11 in real life, that's when he became Duke of Normandy in the actual history. At least it's what it says. He was the founder of the house, the Normandy. The culture head, was dreaded. He was exalted among men. He was a paragon of virtue. He was gallant, a voyager. Fought one offensive war, and then 4 different wars during his mercenary life. Hosted 13 activities: camp revelry, 4 hunts, 2 pilgrimages, and 1 he was in the middle of, but he died at the location here, which I'll say where he died exactly. A hike, a monument expedition, and a university visit. Olmish was the location, is where he passed. Out of all places in the world, Olmish in modern-day Croatia is the location of his death here. It's where the legend passed, all because of pneumonia. All because he tasted some really bad cheese that made him ill, and then his condition worsened. We tried everything to restore the health, but it couldn't. It was not to be. Bad cheese is what took him out. Not by blade, or arrow, or nature. It was the cheese. It made him sick, and a sickness that got worse and never recovered. And that cost him his life. And now my younger brother, Count Jordan of Lulu, is the one who's ruling Lulu there, which honestly he's a bit more qualified than I am, because he has the mind. I do not. I'm still not properly well educated, though I do have the means of possessing some great weaponry that I could protect myself with. Consolidation of Normandy, we know what that is. My spiritual journey has come to an abrupt end. Much like the leaf falling to the stormy earth itself, we can but see where new circumstances take us. I am a leaf in the river, so I lose holy rest. This character is carrying the remains of their predecessor, to be laid to rest at the destination holy site. Lost that one. But now I must turn back. I'm going to want to use that map. And also I inherited his great wealth. Money for the travels. Alright, de-equip everything. Let's see here. Take the map. Take the heart antler. Werewolf tooth in case we want to go raiding. If I'm leading the raids myself. That is the question. Favor of the lady. My milk tooth. Huh. And we'll put on these rings for fertility whenever I get married. And of course, Yatima. I still have my trolley companions. You know, I could travel to wherever I want now. Maybe I should either turn back or go just travel the world as a young man to all the places you were supposed to go to. Pick up a lot of experience along the way. Then I'll be well prepared to rule, yes. That would be proper, yes. Go on a journey of a young man. And if I die during my travels, then my more qualified brother could take over Normandy. I say qualified because he's shrewd, I'm not. He has the blessings of an intellect, I do not. Of course, no child could travel to a place like that. But I intend to honor my father by continuing the route that he set out. There's no reason to turn back now. We will honor him this way. Because that's something Hrolfr would do. He loved to travel to many different places in the world, including these parts of the world that he would never dare see. But I will. And I have the gumption to do it. Alright, look, I'm not going to turn 6. I'm going to turn 16 in a couple of years. It's good! It's cold all around the world. from the far corners of the world that Hrolfr could never even dream of seeing. Go all the way to Baghdad, even. Perhaps to Persia. This is a world tour. And if I ever get overthrown, I'll let him have it. Because I'll fight for it back. There's so many places to see. And all that. Including the Wandering Lifestyle experience. I'm willing to travel all the way there. Okay, you know what? Let me stop recording since this is going to take too much up of the episode time with pointing out all these routes, so bear with me, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, I've set the route. I went to the furthest corners of the world, the known world. There are whispers about the tales and deeds of my father, exalted among men, Marquess Hrolfr. Everywhere I go, near or far, it seems there is no one who's not heard of his name. I wonder, will I always stay in the shadow of my father, or will I be able to achieve as much fame in life as him? How high will I be able to climb? One day I'll be like you, Hrolfr. I continued to travel the world as he so wished. I swear I've seen this place in my dream before, Gerber. It looks so familiar. Yes, in my dream. The geography and the landscape looked exactly like this. We've been traveling in stone for a few hours too, when Gerbert got excited all of a sudden because of this. How wondrous. This must have been a sign from God. Let's hope it's a good omen. My culture has discovered a city planning innovation. But since we're children now, you're the culture head. So just take your pick. Royal favor, Courtiers access disliked by Liege. Pastor to Kingdom of Bulgaria. The royal favor looks pretty good to me. Hey, pick your ward. Can't educate, I'd be traveling. Well, looks like I'm gonna figure out the education in my own way then. Just gonna learn what I learned from my travels. Parts of the road attic are covered with wooden planks, as it's common in some places to make travel easier. There should be no surprise that the wood is oftentimes subject to theft, taken to more rural areas. As so happened, we encountered a party of ruffians trying to take these wooden planks. They try to make off with the wood as soon as we approach. Let's go after them. Yeah, we'll be slowly losing money as we're one domain now. At least the priest endorses me. As I'm traveling, I come upon two women arguing on the side of the road. One of them, a pretty young woman, appears to be beaten near half to death by a second older woman. After stopping for a moment, for the list, I quickly surmised that the older woman accused the young maiden of having some level of relations with her husband. The young maiden is vehemently denying these claims. While I'm not immediately connected to fair as the Lord, it would be easy to judge every one way or another. Hypatia, an iconoclast. So an old hag and have the young maiden tended to blackmailed the noble. In Valestina, we hear rumors of a small Christian shrine that probably has healing properties. It's not a major site of the pilgrimage, There are many outside the region who know of it. However, this shrine does attract a constant stream of local visitors. Many heirs swear that worshipping God at the shrine has helped the ill recover from a number of ailments. I wish my father was here. My traveling companions and I debate on whether it might be worth it to stop by the shrine and spend some time there to pray and make offerings to God. When is my birthday exactly? July 30th. Just want to remind myself. I don't have time for an excursion like this. Bad directions. And that increases my stress as I'm an ambitious man. Young man. Teen. I'll turn out this one. Okay. I ain't got time to read all the points of interest. I just know that it'll give me experience. And we'll be picking up the wandering lifestyle a lot. What's going on? Tyranny war. Well, I'm not there, so I'll not join. And we can't afford a war right now. It was impossible to miss Constantinople on the horizon. It was an enormous walls towering over the landscape and moving up by the masses of people are just as humbling. By midday, we take the rest of the heat by the Curious building in a breathtaking square of Augustlion. This structure houses a golden milestone and locals insist marks the center of the world. My liege, this place is unlike any other you've been to. We stand before a millennia of history. Now these words. Venice, or Middle Road, was Constantinople's main thoroughfare en route for processions and triumphs. Its colonnaded core, the Hagia or Imperial Road, ran westwards from the Hagia Sophia to each of the city's Fara before diverging to Theodosimus. Its Forum was a Roman term for a large civic square dedicated to public meetings and markets, often decorated with war trophies and statuettes. Now, this the Augustion is a square just outside of the Chalkid Gate by the imperial palatial area of Constantinople. At the far end of the square stands the Milion, before the Hippodrome on the sides of the monumental baths of Xopus and the Hagia Sophia Cathedral. Now, the Milion marks the center of the Basilia del Romeon and its origin point through which all distances to the Empire's cities are measured. I am quite the experienced traveler myself already. Let's see what we can learn here. I humiliate myself engaging the locals of Byzantium. Yesterday our travels in Byzantium were rather grueling. I was so exhausted I overslept. The rest of my entourage didn't want to wake me up, saying that they worried I would not be in the right state of mind to give me enough time to rest. I'll carol not to oversleep again. Pick up the travel speed. We're resting by a couple of small ponds of Byzantium when I noticed a few birds of a curious appearance out of water. They have flat plumage and, most notably, stick-like pink legs. A couple of them moved around in circles in some sort of a dance, which looked a little comical to me given how their legs looked. One of my guards, who has an interest in birds, told me that the creature is a black-winged stilt. Oh, I'm aware. Did you know that they... For biological context, black-winged stilt, the Hemantopus, is a bird found across the old world. It's often found in marshy areas, and one of its most distinctive features is long, thin legs. Been traveling for a long time until I found a cave in the wilderness. Curious, I took a few steps in, saw nothing but darkness. I motioned for one of my guards to bring a torch. And once I had the light from the torch fire help service. See us further, I realized that this cave must have been very deep. A couple of bats were hanging about. Observing warily as I considered what to do. I'm feeling adventurous. Let's explore the cave. This one's stewardship. Alexandria Troas, minor Christian shrine. No, thank you. I just want to pick up all the lifestyle experiences I can before my reign, proper reign of the Marquess of Normandie can begin. The feast is loud, adults are boring, and the food is not very good. My courtiers seem to be enjoying herself, so I cannot catch the tell her that I do not want to be here. I mean, I'm temperate. Do I want to be impatient like my father? Honestly, I think it's better for you to be shy. It gives you a bit of travel safety. It makes you less likely target for assassination plots. So I'll be shy a bit. Not the worst trade in the world. Just rest a bit. We struggle through the Guardian passes, the cragged defiles between Asia and Europe. Above, in the wind-racked heights, mist stones, Greek eyes watch us. Clever horsemen infest the Cilician gates, keeping a vigil for the Romanes basilicus. From their high forts, ambushes strike out the brigands and poor innocents alike, all supposing the defense of the heartland. As we press on, verdant shapes mimic our progress up on the slopes. Ominous. Thank you. Stewardship keeps on increasing. Look, listen. Do you want diplomacy or do you want intrigue? As good as you are with stewardship, practicing trade and everything, I mean, I might struggle with the education if I wanted to go for the one that I'm very good at. I mean, if you have excellent stewardship, that might, stop that income from, stop the deficit because it's going down. I mean, you're ambitious and you want things done, but you are temperate. That being shy could be a bit of a detriment, especially when it comes to personal scheme phase links and all that. Or do you want to try something else? I'm thinking in my mind. I mean, there are some benefits of intrigue. Especially you got one brother who's, who's got the land that you would want to hold more if you want to be a powerful duke. No, stick with intrigue. We can up that a bit while offsets all the other skills, but stewardship will stay. Haunted by hostile troops for a year. So faster travel, but a bit stressful. Bad directions. Now we're going to desert country. Something that my father only seen a little bit of, but not I. I want to be the first to see the known world, from all the places that Alexander the Great traveled, with the exceptions of India. Get him. Terrible win. You already have that 5 years thing, but you can always reset it a bit. So you should rest here and have a meal just to get your prestige up. You might need it. Passing through the gates of Baghdad is hard to not reflect on having reached the traditional center of Arabic-speaking and Islamic world. As I approach the inner city, the air has become filled with intellectual literary discourse. The entire street, even with its bridges, is dominated by hundreds of busy bookshops and literary salons. My chance of mothers to me while taking a scholarly perspective. I could really spend a lifetime here my age. You know, I'm shy, which it wouldn't do good for my mind. Especially you got Lorcan with you. Chancellor and great learner and monk. Okay, just this once. I'll find something to bring home from here. Help me acquire Norman treaties. An ornate tome that shows an excellent understanding of scholarly matters as it touches upon subjects such as theological treaties. The cover is wood that's been paid to display a repeating image of interlaced knot patterns. On the last page, something scribbled a note about having bought at book markets of Baghdad. Useful, one day. As I pass through a small town of my travels, I'm accosted by a foul-smelling man. He stumbles forward and nearly falls to a member of my entourage as he approaches. His breath reeks of alcohol. It's clear he had too many cups of meat. Could you spare some change on old things? A bit hard up and you could use a pint. After he uses the last of his self-awareness to beg, he fall over on the ground and piss himself. It's clear he's sad state of affairs, but that's hardly my problem, is it? I don't want to waste any more money. Tell you what, you make something out of you yet. Hard crafts person. Can I learn your language? Because it could be useful. These parts. The customs of the Khazdi and Masrikis of Ukhbara are quite sudden. Passing through this region, we've stopped by a couple of taverns along the way. At every stop, we've been fortunate to witness some of the local music and dances, and my entourage we found it quite charming, if not accepted. Gottfried, for instance, has even tried to learn some of the local dances. It seems to be pretty good at it. So-called dances are not worth my time. Okay. The village we're staying at, a number of locals have offered their services as falcators. They will be able to gather feed for horses in a much more efficient way than my normal servants would. I have heard of good things about the abilities of these sorts of laborers, based on the conversations I've had with the other travelers when we're stopped by the inns and taverns of Al-Ahila. The term falcator derives from the Latin word falcatus, meaning sickle-shaped. A falcator, or scyther, was a person whose job was to cut fresh grass or plants that could have been eaten by horses, usually with the scythe. Their role was crucial when traveling or on military campaigns, as their work ensured that horses would remain well-fed and healthy. That would have been nice if you were a landless adventurer, but we're getting by with the servants I have. God, for refreshing water. I've seen this of it before. Oh, the book's a trinket, okay. Not a journal. Now you're in Persian country. 14, you'll be turning 15 this year. Eustace and Solova have been arguing the past several hours now, as I trudge along the road. It's my half-sister and my half-brother. At this point, I don't even know how this idiotic argument started. I rather not get involved. On the other hand, some of the others in the entourage are giving me looks, silently telling me that as Marquess, I should do something. May I convince these two fools to shut up? I ignore you, please just stop arguing. There's actually a round I'm missing, since I'm getting a bit better at this sort of thing. Where are we? Right. After Alamut, I actually want you to turn towards the Rainbow Mountains. Go to the direction of Armenia and Georgia. Especially up there. Dvin, that's a Silk Road place. It's a sprawling shuka. Sprawling Silk Road market, that's what that is. So we're taking a shortcut instead of that planned route that I had in mind. Bhagavan. Kingdom of Hayastan. To Trebizond. And then up there. And then we'll be back to our usual route. Got it? Okay, move on. Just had to take a shortcut. On the road of Abba, we came across decaying carcasses of several horses. They appeared to pass some days ago. Travel is always a dangerous affair for humans, but especially so for horses. When there's long marches through perilous terrain and weather, a wise, experienced traveler will always have some spare horses, for instance. Judging by the horses' corpses, they passed away from exhaustion or malnutrition. Did their owners miscalculate how much food they needed for the horses, or how much strain for the horse would be under? Or did some kind of trouble befall these travelers, cause the horses to die? Let's be a list for us to be careful of our horses. So it's Dead Horse Trail we just stumbled upon. Dead Horse Trail is a reference to the an area part of the Klondike Gold Rush on the route to Yukon when you start from Dyer Skagway. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, it's part of the history of the Klondike Gold Rush and the game that I played, the Yukon Trail, a spin-off of the Oregon Trail. Since I'm doing all this traveling around the world stuff. What great misfortune! We're riding on the road of Vanan when Eustace, horses clasping his legs, drop dead. Curses upon curses! Curses upon curses! Yes. As we all gather around the horse's corpse and wondering what to do with it. This horse has been showing signs of exhaust for a few days now. I didn't seem bad, but now we know better. Lately there's a town not too far away. I could get a new horse for Eustace. Or give him one of the donkeys carry supplies to redistribute the loads around a bit if I'm pressed for time. You can ride a spare donkey. If we need money, we can destroy one of these artifacts. Particularly these useless boundary stones. Again, I ain't coming back to Normandy until I become a man. That's why I'm traveling around the world. The known world. With the exception of the Great Steppe. That's off limits. me. Stick with the travel safety. That's something that I'm sorely lacking. Came across a gorgeous vista in Wuyan. It's a beautiful view, unlike any other we've seen, and a picturesque expanse of a landscape that truly shows the glory of our world. Several members of my entourage have insisted that we stay in this area for a day or two, so I could take time to admire the scenery. Well, I do need some stress relief, so I suppose it wouldn't hurt to enjoy some time here. I'm 15 years old now. Again, this is permanent, so just go for this option. Permanent for the travel. I'm going to have so many perks by the end of this. We stopped by a town in Nias for a quick rest. The town is known locally for its amenities and being a center of leisure. And several guards in my entourage got distracted by the pretty local Khorassani girls. We need to go soon. Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea to rest some more. We won't waste time on these frivolities. You're in Buddhist Hindu country now. The region we're traveling through in Parwan suffered from an unusual amount of rain recently. Although it has cleared, it made the roads muddy. Most days have been manageable, until today when some of our luggage trains got stuck in the mud. We had to spend considerable effort and time getting the animals' supplies unstuck and carry them to drier ground. I hate traveling. That reminds me, Regency. Phil coffers, get me money. What are you doing? My old caravan master Kraka shed a moral coil when she succumbed to fatal plexi. It behooves me to choose someone to lead my entourage. In fact, there are two who could easily fill her shoes. Either my knight Theobald or my knight Bolso will bestow me on the pinch. Theobald, you're the man. I am such a desirable bachelor, but I cannot be bothered. Ah yes, the Gurut Shadam, home of the Maitreyan Buddhists. Culture has discovered earthworks innovation. 1 second, I'll get to that. As we pass through the Aga Harat, a Jubian local approaches my entourage. Her smile stretches from ear to ear. I understand she's offering a warm welcome, but the finer aspect of the speech was sadly lost on me. Be that as it may, every my attentive companions are toward dreadful meeting. I could hardly imagine a more excellent choice to practice my Arabic. I'm feeling rather feisty today. Got it. Big progress, big jump. Okay, 1 second. As I got me to thinking. Hey, we didn't miss any. Looks like, yeah, we'll be getting through there. Unless you want to go down Arabia a bit. I mean, there's. Hey, we can't get to all of them. Just wanted to travel through the Persian parts. Unless you want to brave the Gadrosian Desert. And I'm not one who's, you know. So it's like, okay, after you go down to Bam, just want you to travel around, brave the Gadrosian Desert, because I just want to challenge myself a bit. Kustar is the name of the place. After Turan. So yeah, after Bam, then you went to Turan. And you go down there. And then you'll reach there. And just one small change in that direction. Not crazy, not suicidal, no. Just want to prove to myself. Brother, what are you doing? I'll get down. Caution, what's this? Godspeed. Learned Arabic. Useful when you get back to the Middle East. Well, I can never visit in India, but it's going to be here in the Gadrosian Desert region. I'm just calling it by its old name because it's what the Europeans used to know it as. This place here is where I become a man. With the help of Enslave, I completed my studies of intrigue, even if the higher aspects of the subject eludes me. I lived up to everyone's expectations and learned more than most. Marquess Hrolfr's son, who has overseen my education and greatly contributed to my knowledge of intrigue. As I take my first steps to adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who made me an impact I've become. Things Hughes puts me through as a child still weigh heavy on me. Every time I see him, my mood is sure to turn sour. Marquess William, you're a man now. You're an adept schemer. At least that's what it's. You're a master schemer. You're pretty good at this sort of thing. But hey, it ups your legitimacy. You're the culture head. Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me regarding Norman culture. So what do we pick up? There's another thing we picked up. Oh, what was it? Because I saw it. Yeah, by the time I returned, it'll be the High Medieval era. It'll be a changing time. Serfdom. Fascination progress. Known. And serfdom. That was the development growth. I would rather select royal prerogative. Give me more crown authority. Alright, here we go. You got some perks. As you're a man of intrigue, you're gonna have to go for, let's see. Yeah, I think you'll be more the scheming type. But at the same time, let's see. You need all the prowess you can get. Chivalric dominance. For stewardship. Money isn't really the issue here as much as, well, vassal tax contribution. Public tax vassal. We need some of that just to, you know, slow this down. And as for learning, just to make sure this doesn't happen again like my father, reduces the chance of contracting illnesses. And for Wanderer, as I continue to travel, pick up inspection. Especially when you go to the domain limit. Perhaps one day I would like to have all of Normandy for myself. One day. Well, let's continue to travel. As I said, it's the deserts of Gadros here is what made me a man. Oh, and I picked up one additional trait. Wolf-like demeanor. This character's demeanor is fierce and low, displaying a strong sense of camaraderie and protectiveness within the court. They possess a keen intuition and are skilled at working within a pack. Their courtly interactions are marked by a determined and fiercely protective nature. I'm already a veteran traveler. That's good. Can contribute to flood relief. The River Rhine flood relief. Oh, so there was a major river flood. It took place in the Rhine. Just like what happened in the Danube. You're gonna make me Chancellor. Alright, I can accept that. Because as Chancellor, this gives me more prestige monthly, fellow vassals like me, and monthly diplomacy increase. Your party rounds the bend in the mountain trail and freezes. A dozen of men block the path ahead. Wild-looking warriors with braided hair and faces painted with the symbols. They are the Kovici, the infamous mountaineers of Deval Cuffs, whose very name makes lowland merchants tremble. Vistasp, their leader, studies your party with calculating eyes. Unlike common bandits, the Kovici do not immediately demand tribute. They're assessing you. Your bearing, your weapons, your worst potential allies or enemies. These mountaineers acknowledge no Sultan, no Caliph, only strength and cunning manner. Garbett whispers urgently about the Kovici's reputation. Fearless raiders who descend on caravans like eagles and that vanish into their impregnable valleys. They also honor their hospitality laws of years devotion. Next month determine which face of the curvature you will see. In my travels, I met many peoples. Let me share what I know. They go for all their isolation, are curious about the wider world. They speak of the distant lands, strange customs, and exotic goods. Vistas listens attentively, then reciprocates with knowledge and mountain passes. A fair exchange. Fellow wanderer. Century of the silent dunes. In the silence of Hormuz, where the hot wind sculpts sands, a soldier watchtower stands vigilant. Its keeper, an austere sentinel, greets us warmly. Esteemed guests, the man shuts him up. Is there anything I can do for you? Perhaps you'd like to join me to gaze upon the calm of the drylands? That's a very Persian-looking man. Reclamation of Gothia. Let me see. Hey, tell us, are we following the right track? I've been mean to steal with us. Oh, it's him again. Alright, but let's have one. Like, I wish I could recruit you because it costs you money. But since he followed along, he says, now let us fight. Well, I could beat you and have you along with us. Wherever. I'd also like to learn Persian. Or, what is the language of yours? West Iranian. Persian, basically. Kurds also speak that language. Just like to learn languages of strange, faraway lands, because I'm rather strange. As we manage to get through a dangerous path of Kurdistan, suddenly a strange feeling that someone missing bothers me. I don't remember seeing Boss all day. As he was keeping the rear guard as we entered the war-torn province. I suppose it wasn't the best sight of knowing his bravado. He's probably already getting to the front lines, unless he's just lost somewhere in the drylands. I'll find him myself. Found him. Turning a bend in the path, we come across a group of people covered in dust, emerging from what must have been an impressive tomb. Always burlap Samstead, jangle and jangle, way down by the trinkets I've dug out of the ancient building. Times are hard, mighty Marquess. Our families must be fed and we're not doing harm to anyone among the living. The Marquess deserves this cut. Picked out a precious treasure. Okay. Make amends. Roads are busy with the wagons and reinforcements of a passing army. In the distance, colorful Bamian standards shine in the sun, making slow progress across the scrublands. The sight of this host worries the party, as it makes way to some distant objective. A bedrock group of soldiers coming the opposite way. They have a look at deserters about them. Show first or deter them. Left alone. During our travels in Irahistan, we're resting at a local tavern and joined a local Persian fair and cheerful folk music sung in a West Iranian tongue. The merry atmosphere was interrupted by a tall, beefy, and very intoxicated man, one of the smuggest smiles I'd ever seen. He made all sorts of ridiculous statements like all the enemies he killed or the women he slept with. After he started harassing the other guests, the tavern staff kicked him out. He wasn't so strong after all. My entourage chucked to themselves, with some saying he was amusing to watch, while others say the tavern should have kicked him out earlier. Just want to eat here in peace. I'm shy, you know. Hidden in a remote valley of the Zagros, far from the roads and prying eyes, My party discovers a secret that has endured since the days of the assassinate emperors. The Fire Temple, ancient beyond reckoning, where a sacred flame still burns. A Zoroastrian priest who tends it, is startled by you around, but not hostile. His weathered face speaks of decades spent in this lonely vigil. Few find this place, he says quietly, and fewer still mean it on. This fire has burnt since Ardashir was crowned. 600 years. 1600 years. 1600. Through conquest and conversion and catastrophe, I am its 37th guardian. The flame itself is modest, a small fire in the stone basin, but there was something undeniably ancient about this place. The walls are black with centuries of smoke, and carved symbols you do not recognize bow toward the ceiling. Tell me your faith. I would understand what you preserve. There's this Kurdish Zoroastrian. 70% chance, 30% chance. Yezid speaks through the night of Ahura Mazda, the wise lord, in his eternal struggle against Angra Mainyu, the destructive spirit. Of fire is a symbol of truth, of the bridge of judgment all souls must cross. The theology is profound, the philosophy sophisticated. You live with genuine understanding. There you go, 100 life style. As I walk through the streets of Skid, there's a loud ruckus about one of the market stalls. Two men yelling at one another, but we make our way there. The man has already stepped in between and talked to them. See, it'll be fine, he tells the man to stop with a smile and hands up a coin. With a simple kind act of generosity, everything returns to normalcy. He turns us to approach. No banner or marked time of ending they join. Perhaps a wandering knight? Well, I'm a shy person. I really don't have time for this sort of thing. Oh, 1 second. I don't think this matters now. Traversing the desert mountains on the outskirts of this cave, we're suddenly attacked by a swarm of bandit riders, out for blood. We're so close to holding. Surely Vali Huma Yun would send help. As time drags on as we're chased by scoundrels for the longest avoiding battle, it's become painfully clear that no help is coming. How could a ruler let malicious riders like these inhabit his borders? My knight girl runs up next to me. I saw him look in his eyes. We both know the tag we preached in the past. I might die with this. 0% chance you'll get wounded or maimed. And you might come out unscathed. There's a better chance you might die. And if I die, Count Jardane, who is shrewd, despite his disputed heritage, and child of a concubine. Look, he's got the right mindset. And he has what it takes to be the ruler of all of Normandy compared to me. Remember, if I die, I won't be mad, honestly, because, you know, he's got the skills. And if I live, if I survive, well, that just proves to me that I do have what it takes to rule Normandy. So this determines it here. We stand as one. Well, Marquess William of Normandy rests in the arms of the Lord at the 16 years of age. He was slain in battle, a man not to be trifled with. He embodied the dignity and power of his title like few rulers can. Marquess Jordan ascends to the throne. Blessed with abundance of friends, Jordan is likely to find strong support in this rule. And he's currently at war. 3 years. And he got killed by these bandits up in the mountains of an area near Kurdistan. He had the potential, and the travels that he's experienced, but ultimately he was not the one. So all the equipment that this man needs, this young man needs, well, he's got them. So I'll now have to travel to Iran. What kind of army is this? Armored footmen. Raise all the armies. This is a border raid war. That the Brits had started it. No, we started that. This is between us. But they're in retreat now. We can't take this place, but we're about to receive reinforcements over there. Mountain fever. Well, lessons were learned. Oh, and also he's asexual. That's another thing about him. But he's the one with the intellect, and he's the one with disputed heritage and child or concubine. We just had the worst of luck with this one, but let's finish this thing. Breton Norman War. Attacking. We've won the battles, and all that. So, what do we win? So, no tiles will change hands. They will be recently looted. Gained 40 gold. Random building destroyed. Additional gold. Again, that was happened when there was a count there. And we decided to raid that. And that was that. Get rid of that armored footman. We don't need that. What the hell? A war. Demand for society imposed war taxes. This was during wartime, obviously. Nevertheless, it's going to go towards acculturation for this. Alright. So that'll be the end of this damned war. The war is over. Now we should settle our payments. Apparently I hired mercenaries. Well, not just mercenary. That's a scourge of the Saxons. That's a landless adventure. Join a roll of patrons. Gets a weak hook on me. John. Oh, just pay the man. You've got plenty out of it. Right. I am just, I am brave, I'm greedy, so I'm more like my father than William was. William had a full life ahead of him, but now he's not to be. Associated guild officers. Oh, it's the law. The law of the land. Compliment you. It's not a rival. It's just a lot of things that kind of goes against it. Especially with cheaper buildings now. My diplomacy isn't the best, but perhaps it's that disputed heritage of mine is what causes that. Not to mention legitimacy, which it'll go down monthly. When is my birthday? July 8th. become a man by then. Oh, well, in 2 years' time. The Liege does not like me because he's paranoid. Court reputation, a power struggle. I'm only a child ruler, bear with me. Doesn't help with the perceived weakness. Well, you just wait till I come of power. It'll be soon. Then we'll get things rolling here. Here we go. With the help of Maud, I've achieved understanding stewardship far exceeds any of my peers. Even though I had a natural inclination towards the subject, my mastery of it is still an achievement. As I take my first steps into adulthood, I find myself reminiscing about some of the people who made an impact on the man I've become. The friendship I share with Hrolfr meant a lot to me when we were both young, but to still have on my side means a lot. Wonder if Thomas remembers things I put him through again. Marquess Jordan, you're the man now. Okay. Now, he's the man with a scorpion-like demeanor. His demeanor is calculating and strategic. A strong sense of ambition and self-preservation within the court. They possess a sharp intellect and are skilled at manipulating situations to their advantage. Their court interactions are marked by a guarded and ruthless nature. It's great for my stewardship, but the Regency you can end now. Entrenched Regency. She will not accept. Her personality. What are you? What manner of woman are you? Veteran adventurer. Leverage prestige. Gotta get it off. Okay, now we got her. Get out! See, weakness great to reduce the Regency, but she was a bad woman. It's the negative opinion of the council that we need to. We're gonna need loyalists. That's a way to get rid of them. Some are manageable, like you. You can be easy to get along. I've only done a bit of traveling. And since I'm a greedy person, it would make sense to go for well focus and only that. If I want to make this a better place, well then we gotta start earning a lot of gold here. And whenever we're well enough, just you can reduce these. Stop these. Just reduce that. Yes, I'm ahead of Norman culture. Yeah, we're just cutting costs. Oh, I can unlawfully imprison. Aha! Well, that's one way to get rid of him. You know, that's your spy message just pointed. But hey, here's a chance to have more land for yourself. And since he isn't going to accept it, screw it! Let's do it! Give all the land to myself, which means more income, then we could start moving things in the right direction. Deploy the military. Oh, and station them. I'll lead myself. Just a short war is what we're expecting. In other words, we're going to be ready to get rid of some negative baggage. Okay. Yes, he's a known criminal. Declared war was the reason. Began a war held by them. Right. He will rise up in rebellion. Bring it on. We'll get him out. Even though he's my spy master. Just satisfaction. Continent of the Seconds brought war upon us. Scouts of panic refugees bring grave news. Enemy armies will soon cross the border and bells will ring throughout the land. Your letters have flown across the realm, ordering every man to take up arms to meet the invasion. Of your marshal reports that some of your lesser lords of Bannerman are showing reluctance to answer the call. Some are even ordering supplies. Oh, don't do that. Let their eyes be their judgment. I only need the loyal. Your wisdom and mercy are legendary. It seems there's no recourse for a dispute other than settle them in the battlefield. 6 months. Good enough. Yes, we want to get rid of some negative baggage. Well, so you'll do for the time being. They just hired mercenaries. Stop them. This war makes me feel so alive. Each day I crave for the battle flow through my veins. Let all cravens fear me. A fortnight ago, my bishop presented me with an idea to establish a religious militia in my domain. Tasked with the forces strict adherence to the dogmas of the faith, facing opposition to all their counsels. Rodolfo defended his plan to point to increased levels of control achieved if such measures taken. It's not gonna happen. They'll stop endorsing me for the time being. It's alright, I don't need you. No fancy dreams, I'll spare my gold. We'll take a few knocks, but we'll get them. Huge advantage goes to them, but we'll win here. We have the numbers. We'll get them all. Gain the defender trait. Mark prowess. We captured the count. Maori led by Hrolfr suffered devastating defeat at Vernon in a battle against Marquess Hrolfr of Normandie. Many have perished in brutal battles. How shall I respond to this disaster? Unlucky. Unlucky. That's all I gotta say. At least we didn't need to besiege here. So this trade port that's been built recently, well, at least we'll get some nice tidy income with that. So the land is mine. I lost a bit of legitimacy, now I get some of that back. I could revoke that title, right? Yes. Get out! Alright, we stopped losing money. It'll take some time to get the income, so I think you should get control up over there before you start from there. At least it didn't suffer the siege like it did in the past, so hopefully things will start moving in the right direction for everybody involved. So that'll just prove to the world that we can, and that I'm no pushover. I just turned 16 and I got rid of an unruly vassal. I am here to stay. Here to stay. And you might as well put the seneschal to work. Manage the domain. I'm going to spend a bit of maintenance on that. And you can leave. But since I have negative piety, I have no means to call upon the Pope to give me some funds. At least the army maintenance will soon be at full strength, and then we'll start making some fortune again. So life will become a little bit easier as time passes. So there you go. Into it now. I'll deal with you, Leech, one day. While on a leisurely stroll, a crowd of particular merchants stands up in regular hustle bustle in the street. Greetings, my lord. I have exquisite assortment of wares, if my lord has the coin. The merchant stall is positively brimming with baubles and haberdasheries. As a skilled purveyor of fine wares, a couple of trinkets catch my eye in the overflow of knickknacks. Let us move on. Money is better spent elsewhere. Like here, like this would be a good place to build a trade port. Another one of these, if you have the money for it. Once this effect goes away in a few years' time, a few months' time, excuse me. Who would have thunk it? That Marquess Jordan is the one that decided to be the undisputed ruler of Normandy, despite his disputed heritage, as I said, undisputed. So, his reputation is staying and his legitimacy will be called into question, but not anymore. With a seneschal helping him out, and an exalted administrator, he'll prove everyone wrong, that he is the rightful ruler of Normandy. Although his father did not view him highly at first, but he thought about it, but we never had time for that. Thank you. Ah, Lorcan, you old bastard. Senseless policies by the previous ruler. Just wait one more year and the oaths of fealty will be gone. Any imposed war taxes? That'll be gone in 3 years' time. Whatever you did when you were to count there, very unsatisfactory. Now we'll get raw prerogative at 59 years' time or so. What's taking so long? Oh, restricted slavery is one part of it, but also recently looted. That'll be gone in 2 years' time. Best course of action now is just sit there and do nothing, as income will start going our way again. Slowly but surely. And if you're in desperate need of cash, you can always do raids at your own risk. Ransom. Oh, good. Awesome. My valued spy master kingdom with serious information regarding the viable ISIN or spy network in the court of the chief district of Villan. But provide accurate information about the region's political environment. Unfortunately, my spy master was informed of this important agent is now being discreetly investigated by the agents of the chief district. Probably in a matter of months, you'll be arrested, interrogated, necessary torture to reveal unpalatable truths about my spy network, among other valuable information. Another agent of mine is already in place to kill the burnt agent, thus securely preventing the worst to happen. Of course, given her stellar service so far, maybe I could consider a rescue mission potentially led by my spy master, but the certain outcome of that is far from certain. She's not good at it. Gee, I don't know. At least try to rescue her. At least give it a try. It's still an hour or two before dawn, yet I'm restlessly awake. My bedchamber, with its tall vaulted ceilings and massive furniture, is better suited for impressing visitors than for providing cover. I resent the icy chill radiating from the stone walls. I curse the cold wind blowing through the disjointed shutters. Oh, how I despise winter. Wonder how to exert my discomfort. Huh! You know, spread more fire stands across the castle. Got the money. But once we get everything under full control, we'll make more fortune. Ah, the old prize ring. Gets a weak hook on me, increasing its durability. Or just say no. I don't even know who you are, and I don't give a damn. Oppressive policies. Oh, damn it. This keeps getting worse. The popular opinion is so damn low. Think about it. A single survivor of a mission under the command of Alice says told the rescue report spy told me about the failure of the whole operation. Told about the rescue team and the demise of my spy master process. This blunder with the capture of my valuable agent caused my prestige to drop considerably. I'm such a new spy master. Crud. But at least you don't have to pay for a wet nurse anymore, as I don't need one. Okay, we'll assign you, and then my half-sister, you could be the steward, as you're of comparative skill. Ah, here we go. The peasant rabble faction. Algol, the demon star, as it's known as, is currently the most unfortuitous position in the sky. I've been warned by a number of scholars knowledgeable of the science of astrology that Algol's association with violence, death, and misfortune, that I should be careful about engaging any major business of a military or political nature for the time being. Other scholars, however, are uncertain whether Algol's position is actually that detrimental, and that I shouldn't act too rashly because of Algol. These scholars are mainly defenders of Orthodox Catholicism, who are skeptical that we can discern the exact meaning from the stars like Algol, even if such stars may influence us as divine celestial bodies. Take the piety, as you're in the negative. I'll take the necessary precautions just in case. For historical context, let me take a drink. Across many cultures in the Old World, the star Algol was associated with violence, death, and misfortune for centuries. The name Algol itself comes from the Arabic name of the star, Ras Algol, meaning the head of the demon or the head of a ghoul. The first record we have of Algol comes from the ancient Egyptian calendars. Meanwhile, the Greeks and Romans associate with the head of Medusa. For the next 10 years, I gained negative influence of Algol. -1 intrigue, lowered piety, less advantage. I'm blaming the demon star for what's been going on here. So, unlike my brother, which he did not have the skills to be a military man, but I can, potentially, because I know how to deal with it in the defense. Can demand payment for hooks. Peasant uprising. Coughs. Okay, now you want me to be the marshal? Actually, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with any council position, as long as I'm good with the skills. Reducing army gold maintenance. Levy size increase. Prowess up. We'll end this episode soon. Courtiers, I guess, a good personality traits of virtues. Deviant. You don't have what it takes to be the spy master. As mine does. It's much better than my previous. Losing a bit of money, but we'll get this up at full control fairly soon. The imposed war taxes thing will go away, and hopefully the oppressive policies will be gone too, and then we'll have this region here stabilized. Crop fields have finally been built here. Gives us a nice tidy income, and I can upgrade all these buildings if need be. But I'm keeping the money in case we need to spend it on a big project or something. You can go on a grand tour as you are at the minimum of 3 vassals. That's something to think about for future reference. Things will start looking up soon. Another Celtic join. Hopefully with time we can turn this around. Like maybe we can get lucky on the polls regarding popular opinion. And do not ask of me of marriage. I'll find a wife when I feel like it. I'm a young man, I'm in the prime of my life, ready to fight. How much is it for this? Well, there's no better chance to do it than now. Maybe you could hopefully increase your trade power, although there are other ways. As I've not looked at the decisions all this entire episode. But I'll do so about some of the other things. Hey. Doug Roberts Feast. Well, actually, that'll be for next episode, so let's end this episode with this. A local singer is performing at my court today. A lot of his songs are about the legendary adventures of the Christian monks from Ireland and Scotland, who purportedly traveled to distant barren lands in the Atlantic Ocean many generations ago, so they could worship without this distraction. In these islands, they would sometimes be known as the Papa. Sometimes these stories even concern the legendary voyages of these monks at the very distant lands. In these fantastical faraway places, the monks would encounter all manner of spectacular beasts, plants, and civilizations. The monks' zealous devotion to faith intrigues me, inspired by Gaelic monks. Regardless of this character's personal religious beliefs or convictions, if he's heard tales about the Gaelic monks who traveled faraway islands to meditate and pray in peace. Caravans among zealous devotion inspiring. It's just to up my piety a bit, to get out of this negative piety thing. So, we hope you people enjoyed this episode. This was, it's just something else. The death of Rollo and the death of William. And now we have Marquess Jordan, who at 19 years old, well, he seems to be the most qualified despite his disputed heritage regarding who his father was. So, he's a different man. But unlike William here, who was dead set to be the ruler of Normandy, he is closely like Hrolfr. But the main difference is, well, his greediness. But perhaps that greediness will benefit the realm if we can get it all stabilized within the next 33 months. There is plenty of time to turn all this around. So, we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.